Hello everybody and welcome to our news update for the week of February 2nd. So this is a big week for the animal kingdom. We have the closing of Dinoland and some updates on the tropical Americas. So we're going to talk all about that transition today. So let's get started. Now, just before we get into the Dinoland and Tropical Americas updates, I did want to mention one thing about the cold weather that is happening in Florida. So obviously there's been cold weather happening all across the US, but Florida is seeing in the evenings below freezing temperatures. So to account for this, they have adjusted the hours for the water attractions in the parks. So Tiana's Bayou Adventure is going to be open from today, it's 11 to 8 p.m. Cali River Rapids, they're doing 11 to 6 p.m. So they are reducing those hours to try and avoid those colder parts of the morning and evening for those water attractions. So obviously the big news here is today is our first day without DinoLand USA in the animal kingdom. So now it is fully closed. Restaurantosaurus and the dinosaur attraction are both gone. So no more Aladar, no more Dr. Seeker. Really sad to see this go. I am excited for what's coming, but honestly, dinosaur was one of my favorite attractions. So this one's a hard one for me to let go. Now I do have a ride through of the attraction that I'm going to be putting out tomorrow. So if you're getting nostalgic already, I'm going to have that captured there so that you can see the full pre-show and the ride through of the attraction. So at least we can hold on to that part of it forever. So obviously with this closure, there's a big change to the park map. So if you open up the My Disney experience today, you're going to see a very different view of the Animal Kingdom park map than you've seen in the past. So now the Dinoland section has been completely removed. The Brontosaurus skeleton is removed as well. And instead you're seeing a large green area that is now represented as the future home of the tropical Americas. So with this closure, of course, we have even more construction walls. If you've been there recently, you know that you were kind of going through a maze of construction walls as it was. They were kind of blocking off as much as they possibly could while still keeping the restaurant and the attraction, the dinosaur attraction, open. This is now fully closed off with new construction walls, but this is allowing heavy machinery to get to these locations. So hopefully we'll see bigger impact changes coming soon. Now with that, Casita is already going vertical. Obviously, the Encanto ride is the biggest change here. This is going to be a huge indoor dark ride, so we have lots of construction happening in this area. The foundation for the new wood-carved carousel is also going down. So this is going to be a new carousel that features animals from Disney and Pixar. So this isn't going to be tied just specifically to Encanto, but this is going to be a little bit more general for Disney and Pixar animals across their movie library. Over where the Cretaceous Trail used to be, they're going to be changing that into a new interactive playground. So this is kind of going to be a replacement for the boneyard over in that section. And this is going to be Mayan temple theme. So it's obviously going to tie more into the new Indiana Jones attraction over in that section. And speaking of that attraction, obviously the changes here are a little less significant than, building an entire new building for the Casita. But we are going to be changing out all of those show scenes. It seems like the track is probably going to stay in place. And we're going to use the same type of ride vehicles, but we do have a new ride vehicle concept for these. So this is going to obviously match more with the Indiana Jones theme. These are going to be kind of more weathered vehicles that have been out in the trek for a while. Now, as far as food goes, there's a couple of changes here. So the Harambe Market is going to be taking over what was typically Restaurantosaurus style food. So those kind of hamburgers and chicken fingers, those are going over to Harambe temporarily, so they still keep those options in the park. Now, it does sound like when they build the new restaurant in the Tropical Americas, this is going to be a huge quick service area. This is going to take a lot of volume for the park. And they are saying once they open that up, that Harambe will go back to its traditional African food. But temporarily in the meantime, that is what we're going to be seeing in this space. We're also getting some previews of the Tropical Americas inspired flavors that we're going to be seeing in that land when the restaurant does open. So they are kind of trickling those out throughout the park to build some hype here. So the Smiling Crocodile is going to be selling arepas. There's going to be pulled pork or chicken available, so you're going to get that nice flavor there. And Terra Treats is going to be doing a Colombian-style hot dog, which is going to have a pineapple sauce and crushed potato chips. So interesting combination of flavors there. I would definitely give it a try to see how it is. A little skeptical on this one, but it could be one of those surprise favorites. So also to build hype for the new area, they've changed out some meet and greets. So the Adventurers Outpost is now going to feature Mickey and Minnie in new Tropical Americas inspired outfits. So you get a classic Mickey and Minnie meet and greet, but you do get a little bit of taste of the new area that is coming. In addition, Mirabel is no longer going to be doing meet and greets in the Magic Kingdom. Instead, she is moving to the porch outside of the Outpost. So she is going to become the new ambassador for the Tropical Americas area. So again, she's going to be there to build hype and get people excited for this new area that we are looking to open in 2027. On top of Mirabel, there have been some hush-hush sightings of Bruno in the area. He's not officially listed as a meet and greet. I don't know if they'll ever put him officially on the list, but he has been seen sneaking around the area, so you're likely to see Bruno there as well. So obviously a bittersweet day here. Interestingly enough, this is the first time a full land has closed since Camp Minnie Mickey in 2014. So also Animal Kingdom, but the thing there was that Camp Minnie Mickey was always considered a temporary space, as it was originally supposed to be the mythical creatures area of Animal Kingdom, and obviously got downsized into Camp Minnie Mickey temporarily while they were figuring out what to do with the space. And before that, it was Mickey's Toontown Fair, got changed and rethemed into the Storybook Circus back in 2011. So this is really one of the first times in Walt Disney World's history that we've had a major area like this closed down. So again, sad to see it go. I am excited for what's coming next. Luckily, I have lots of videos of the area to keep me going while I wait for that transition. So that's the big news update for this week. Thank you for joining me, and we'll see you next time.